Hello, this is Anaru, the GM, PM, DM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to one of the two solo episodes. As always, episodes come out bi weekly. They'll eventually be turning weekly soon, so be sure to follow us, subscribe, do all the important things you ought to do when supporting a podcast. We're throwing this in the beginning, as you might have noticed, because this episode felt like it was a nice, calm one. I'll be honest, this is very much a lo fi style, which you'll notice in the music selections we do. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Speaking of enjoying, if you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, best way to do so is to share us with your friends, share us with people that are interested in potentially joining a Pokemon TCG Pocket tournament that'll be held in late February. Signups are available now by joining our Discord, which you can check out in the link in the description down below. Signups end on Valentine's Day, so be sure to sign up before then. There will be prizes for winners. We're giving real packs. Real packs are very hard to get, but I have a bunch, and I'm giving them out to winners. So if you'd like to join, even if you'd like to participate, if you'd like to talk to the cool people that are part of this community, you can help by joining in that description down below. You can join that Discord. Leaving a review on our podcasting platforms across the web are really helpful as well. Reviews bring new people into our community along with these so called tournaments and also give us advice on what we can improve upon in the future. You can also follow us on all the socials at Not a Scratchcast for Not a Scratch related stuff, or at Adoran Region on some platforms, just because making a different profile is very hard and managing all of that. Or you can email us at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you've got cool ideas or just want to reach out to us. We do respond to emails eventually. We also have the Discord, as mentioned previously. You can check that out and again join in the description down below. We've also got a website, www.notascratchcast.com, with episodes, merch page, including exclusive pins. You can pre-order the February pin now, though that timeline is ending relatively quickly, so I would recommend doing that quickly. And the March pin will come out after that. So if you'd like to pre-order those, we've got a bunch of the original Not a Scratch pins available as well, so you can order those if you're interested, or check out all the other merch things that we have, including this is separate as well, the art page. We post commission and fan art, so if you want to send us fan art, you can see it on the website. All of this updates over time, so stay tuned. That's how you say it. We want to thank Glitch City for Kirby's Dream Land, the lo-fi remix, and the Pokemon Lo-Fi Music 1 hour mix. I'll be honest, this episode was a very calm one, so I decided to just use the 1 hour mix. Shout out to Glitch City, a fantastic musician. You can check them out on YouTube. We also want to shout out our patrons at Not a Scratch. We've got a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, behind the scenes looks at what goes into the game, and so much more. You'll also be recognized during the show right here. Thank you so much to the support that our Patreon members give: Ursa93, Eli, Damon Liger, Simon Pelawakin, Fennec, Evelyn C., Arming Sword and Buckler, Darkrai Drive, and Inteleon Spy. For more information about any of these, you can check out the links in the episode description or contact us on socials. Now, I think without further ado, we can jump into the episode. So, welcome to a solo episode.
See, guys, you know how Honorud always says he stumbles on the little Easter eggs and little, plot ribbons that get threaded together? No, he meticulously plans it. Honorud sets up a plot hook knowing that in exactly 13 episodes, at the 40-minute and 37-second mark, he will reference. Case in point, he found it.
No, I haven't found that. I just, the entire episode revolves around the thing that I don't think either of us are going to tell you.
Oh my god. I mean, that sounds about right. I don't know whether I like that laugh or not, though. I was like, I figured there would be something fun and something a little chaotic, but I'm just like, I don't know what to expect. It's like I knew there was gonna be an inside joke, and now that I know about the existence of the inside joke, I'm like, I want to know the inside joke. But also, once I learn the inside joke, I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
Hello everyone, welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anaru himself, and with me here, rearranging all the technical machines,
It's me, Mohammed. Listen, after the whole thing with technical records, is that what they were called in Gen 8? Is that what TR stood for? I don't know. After the whole thing with those, the list got all messed up, and now we gotta sit back and alphabetize and then de-alphabetize and then sort by type and then not sort by type and then sort by base power, then not sort by base power, da 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 da.
We do them all. We just get all of them. All the moves are now TRs, TMs, TVs.
TVs.
They're just straight up TVs.
TVs. Everyone always wondered, hey, wait, how does a TM work? Because, like, it's consumable, right?
Right.
Like, you can't use it twice. So it's like, how, like, does your Pokemon ingest it? But, like, it's a disc. Do you just sit there and, like, pop it into a DVD player? The answer, it's all been TVs all along. Each TM is actually a full TV.
That's why I'd like
either that or Gen 10, we get actual TVs.
That's why the what was it, Gens? Because now TMs are consumable. But which generation started the was it 5 or 6? One of those had just straight up everything is not consumable.
It was either Gen 6 or Gen 7.
Right. Then it made sense to me. Because at that point it's like, it's a CD. You play the CD theoretically will work again for forever is not officially the right term, but for a long time.
Yep.
So that made sense to me. And then they went back on it in Gen 9.
Well,
8?
Gen 9 TMs became consumable again. Gen 8, you had TMs, but then some moves were converted to TRs, which were consumable.
Which doesn't make any sense, because they had the HM TM, and then they switched over, they took the TMs and turned them into HMs because they got rid of HMs, and then they made TRs to replace the TMs.
They took the they folded the HMs into the TMs first.
Right,
Because we haven't had an HM since... Did we even have HMs in Gen 6?
I want to say yes. Because Gen 7 started the ride Pokemon thing. So I would assume Gen 6... Gen 6 is the one generation that I have touched.
Starting at Generation 7, there are no longer HMs. Some former HM moves are instead TM or TR moves in these games. And they're replaced by Poke Ride, Flying Taxi and Rotom Bike, the HM app in the Poketch, your Ride Legendary in PLA, or no, the Ride Pokemon, and then the Ride Legendary in Scarlet Violet. TM, importantly. So, was it Gen 6? TRs is technical records.
Okay.
When did TMs no longer be consumed? Oh, Gen 5. It was Gen 5.
It was Gen 5? Okay.
It was Gen 5. Gen 5 is when TM started having unlimited uses.
Gotcha.
That was really buried in the text. Oh my god.
All right.
Here at Not a Scratch, we get deep in the academic literature that is Bulbapedia.
It's one of the two, right? It's either Bulbapedia or Cerebi, depending on what we're looking for.
Bulbapedia is the academic literature. Cerebi is really just data.
Is the data.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, you don't get the in-depth mechanical explanations on Cerebi that you do on Bulbapedia, but, like, if I want to know, like, if I want to know how picnics and sandwiches work, I'm going to Bulbapedia, but if I want to know what effect a specific ingredient has on the overall flavor of my sandwich, I want to go to Cerebi. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I got you, yeah. Shout out to them both. Shout out to them. Shout out to Mansoor. Just shout out to him, actually. I forget what
you don't know where he is?
I don't. It's been so long. It's been
I know where he is, but I'm not telling.
There you go. I think the rule is as long as one of us knows.
I know, and I'm not telling.
He's there.
He's in your walls.
That would be concerning, because I don't think these are particularly thick walls.
Surprise. Surprise, he's now Flat Stanley.
Shout out to Mansoor. Normally, now I'm gonna be honest, I do not remember what I did for previous solo episodes in historical pasts, whether we did a summary or whether we just jumped in. Last time, Muhammad, do you remember anything that happened last time?
Last
week
time
or 2 weeks ago?
we arrived at City, Snowdrift
Correct.
City.
Yes.
And we arrived at Guild Frost Riders.
Yes.
And we got settled in. That was kind of it.
Yeah, you did a meeting. Notably, Adam was there. Aaron did not show up for that meeting, which is a bit like a
Oh yeah,
sort of
yes,
situation.
yeah.
So they split up into teams that between you and me are probably not going to be doing much of anything, and then Adam's going to look for Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron is AWOL.
Correct.
And Recipe, I don't know if this was last episode or the episode before, but it was the episode before that we established Recipe is in the hands of Hoopa, but Kyle and artistic genius just easily replicates Recipe, and Zadoran translated it, and now we are in possession of Recipe 2, which says to kind of just do the thing that Rayquaza told us to do anyways. So
Kind of, sort of, yeah. The big thing, if I remember from the episode itself, you need to imbue 3 psychic attacks from legendaries into a gem
yes,
/ orb / circle thingy thing
yes,
to make the teleport gem in question to go to said legendary.
yes, exactly.
And you are currently down.
Right, because Rayquaza kind of just told us, hey, find a thing. And it's like, this thing doesn't exist. And then we learned how to make said thing.
Correct. And currently you guys are down 0-1 because they have a legendary that can do a psychic thing, and you do not yet.
Boo! Not Honored stacking the deck against us.
What? Me? Never. I don't. Look, have you seen my rolls recently?
Yeah, that's the only way we have a chance. This show would have been over 5 arcs ago if it wasn't for the fact that you roll horribly.
Yep. As a GM, specifically as a GM, as a player, I think I'm slightly above average. As a GM, just straight up garbage.
Which is
Down
exactly as it should be.
Yes. And so now as we jump into this, so Rose is off doing their own thing. Specifically, in fact, they are traveling to do some training with their aura. You, meanwhile, are normal.
They're supposed to be our cook at the thing. They sorted out some sort of leave, I assume.
Correct. We said we showed up and immediately took a day off.
Yep.
As it should be. Meanwhile, you're in a guild for the first time since our...
Yes.
since that long ago.
Yes.
So as a result, you kind of can like refill the coffers or do whatever you want. In fact, you know what? Actually, before we actually do, this sounds like something that we've done. So let's actually do the official thing. Let us, unless you have anything else to say, dive on it.
Oh, right. I'm scared of water.
Splash. And now, so jump into episode. Ta-da! Woo! Whoop-de-doo. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bright, shiny new day here in Snowdrift City. Snowdrift City. The temperature's a mere nice, crisp, cool. What are we in?
Did y'all get any snow? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, straight up nice.
How
6,
much snow?
8, somewhere in that ballpark.
Nice.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep.
I wasn't here for it. I was out of town for the snow. I just showed up and
right there. It's right there. It's like right there. I was shoveling yesterday. It's right there.
Yeah. Imagine shovel.
Yes. It was an experience. I haven't shoveled the driveway in years, so it's been different. Mainly because I didn't need to. Now I do. Anyway, here we are at Snowdrift. It's September. It's early September. I believe today is the 6th. If I'm wrong, well, whoop-de-doo that day. It's the 6th. It's a bright, shiny new day. It's highs of, I don't know, we'll make it something respectable. 68, say. Seems reasonable for September in the middle of snow location.
Yeah,
highs of 68. Despite that, the snow's still there. I think it's magic. in the Pokemon universe, you know what? It's magic. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Forget all that. There's an Abomasnow using snow warning. They're having snow warning as their ability just in the corner. They just live there.
Well, it's because the Abomasnow is like there's an Abomasnow that is like constantly setting foot in and then setting foot out of the town, so that it's constantly re-engaging and constantly triggering its snow warning ability.
Their house is on the border of the town, And so they just walked from the kitchen to the living room. Boom, Snow White.
Exactly.
It reminds me of those. There are some houses, or like, what's it? Not houses. There's like a library that's on the library or something like that. That's on the border, like halfway between. I want to say it's Canada, U.S., but it might just be between states. Either way, where it's like if you walk in through one door, you're in one state. If you walk in through the other door, you're in the other state.
Oh,
and
nice.
For an extended period of time, or maybe even to now, you had to walk in through the right door. Because if you walked in through the wrong door, you had to go through like not tolls. The whole like process and everything. I know this is a thing. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
I know there's a road somewhere up in Maine or New Hampshire that's like right along the border with Canada.
Haha, here we go. I knew this. The Haskell Free Library and Opera House is a Victorian building that straddles the Canadian-U.S. border in Rock Island, Quebec, and Derby Line, Vermont, respectively. It's got two different addresses. It's got 20,000 books in French and English, open to the public 38 days a week, 38 hours a week, 38 days a week. Imagine
that would be amazing.
That's fun. So I think the idea, I think this is if you walk in through one.
It's a library that's like public to both, I guess both countries and both towns and both province and state, but like.
Yes, this is the one that
you can only you can't enter through one set of doors and exit through the other.
No, this one's I think a little bit nicer, but it's very cool because inside the library itself, there's a giant like black line of tape or an actual line. So if you're on one side, you're on this country. If you're on the other side, you're on that country.
Nice,
which is very fun. And they built it with that in mind, which is very fun. They wanted to ensure that people on both sides of the border had access to the library / opera house. That's fun.
Nice.
Cool. I remember. I forget where I found this, but I remember reading about this previously. So
maybe maybe I said Maine and New Hampshire. Maybe I went 0 for 2. Maybe it is Vermont that is the town that there's a road that's like right along the border.
I know there's something in the south as well that has something south. It's like Kentucky, Virginia, or something like that.
Oh,
do they border?
Kentucky and Virginia do not border. Well, they might. They might in like a very small area, but like. Most of the Kentucky border, I believe, is West Virginia.
That's Tennessee. No, that's Kentucky. Yeah,
I believe
the left side.
Yeah, I thought most of Kentucky's eastern border was with West Virginia. Oh no, wait. Oh, it's like perfectly 50-50. Oh, because Virginia has that long arm that sticks out.
Yeah, Virginia's not the size of like Pennsylvania. But but the extra part.
Yeah, no, but I forgot that that's like not like straight down, that's like diagonal, you know? Man, Virginia had such a weird shape before they split off West Virginia from it. Like, what's at that point where Virginia, West Virginia, and Kentucky meet? Nothing, it's just a line. Like, they just drew a line, like, through Virginia at some point, and that became Kentucky. Fun. That's a fun thing about political maps. When you see like curves and jaggedy and everything, it's like, oh, that's like a very natural thing. Like it's like a river or like a mountain or like whatever. And then when you see straight lines, it's like, ah, yes, two people sat down, looked at a map, and said, we're going halvesies.
Basically, yep. All right. We have not done one thing in this episode. It's anywhere between
we've woken up
and 40 minutes. We have woken up, in fact. Good morning, Brightshine.
We already dove in. We've woken up.
That's true. Let's see. Let's do
this.
It
is 60 something degrees, or probably somewhere around 25-ish degrees Celsius. And snowing. And we're here. Guild time.
It's like high teens.
Oh, high teens. Oh yeah, 25 is warm. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I don't know Celsius that well. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get a gauge for both. Or like I'm trying to like get a gauge for Celsius, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Anywho, good morning. You're here. Notably, Rose is not, but you do know that Rose has left early to go practice their aura with Lucille and Selena. So you're kind of on your own. And I don't know why I did so much preparation for this, frankly, because the easiest thing to do is, hey, what do you want to do today?
That's a great question. I
Does my
guess
computer want to work? That's a better question to ask.
that's
It
a
is glitching.
phenomenal question.
It is glitching beyond belief. All right. Why did I open this? Oh. All right, but yes. What do you want to do today? What's your game plan? Because frankly, you have free reign while you're here.
It's crazy. Well,
If you want to stay here long, because I'll open this up as well. Why exactly are you here?
that's a phenomenal question. We came here because it's near Big Mountain with Rayquaza, and we were like, we need to go to Big Mountain with Rayquaza. But now we know that we can't go straight to Big Mountain with Rayquaza. We need to go elsewhere, or we need to look around first before we're ready to go up to Big Mountain with Rayquaza. But now we have base camp set up at Big Mountain with Rayquaza. So, I guess until other Lost Recruit is back, it's guild time, breakfast, and then guild time. I don't know if I enunciate my D's well enough. I've been saying guild, but I don't know if it's coming out as guild or as just gill.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. That is you. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had that jotted down. Coolio. All right. So, what was it that you want to? Yeah, guild time. Do you want to do that in the morning, the afternoon, or both? It's up to you.
Well, Kyle was
Where-
gonna do breakfast and then check in with leadership, presumably Titan, on guild assignments. Yeah,
Sure.
I don't if whether or not they have anything special here, or if it's more just all right, do your thing. There's
Pull out
things
the
on the
old-
board.
Red book. The very important.
Yeah, do you
the
want to open to like
critically
page
damaged.
5, like one of the first things you wrote?
Let's see here.
It would be really funny if this information was on page 5.
Let's find out. I doubt it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably some old. Oh yeah, this is one. We'll share it here. Why not? Oh, actually, funnily enough, on page 5, there's an old version of what I thought the logo would look like.
Oh my god.
Not that old actually. This is during the show, but this is December 2021. It's
That's
sorta like
well into the show.
yeah. This is when we were not the rebrand, but when we were updating the logo so that I didn't have to use Pokemon things. It's very close to what I have now. The big difference is that in the middle I was gonna have a die in there instead of the images there. And the funny thing about it, the die was gonna have the number 19 on it because of course, focus energy crits.
Oh my god. Yeah. Who needs 20s?
Yeah, who needs 20s indeed? I have that's on page 5. It's that, and then I was trying to do some. I don't even know what the original idea was, but some idea of combining Ace Attorney and Pokemon. So I was trying to think of like different characters that would fit for each one of them. None of these. I did we did an Ace Attorney thingy thing early on. None of these carried over, with the exception of Dartrix.
I mean, of course, but like, of course.
But yeah.
Like,
That fit the miles
Dartrix was like a hat to, you know?
Right, exactly. There's a whole bunch of nonsense on these pages. Okay, none of this is all like old. This is like pre-show stuff. None of this is. Here's. All right. I know revealing the Red Book was a series on Patreon that may or may not have additional updates, but let's just spoil some of those things that were there in the early parts here. Maybe I'll talk about this at any point in time as I flip through these pages. Here's a script on when I wanted to do scripted YouTube videos. Remember, when was I ever doing scripted YouTube videos? That's a wild one.
Yeah.
Here's a script on what would constitute a true solo run. I think the idea behind it was, could you physically do a solo run, like no HM 6-mens or anything like that? And I think the answer is yes in Gen 1, specifically with Kingler, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Right? It's some water type.
Has to be.
Yeah, there's an actual script in here, which is wild. Here's 2 blank pages for no real reason. Here's what when Pokemon podcast story ideas. This is when we were deciding, like, this might have been before I brought you and Mansoor on, where it's like, hey, do I do a ranger thing? Do I do a conquest thing? Do I do a mystery dungeon thing? Do I do a trainer thing?
Was this before or after you had the base of the system?
This is before, because the system's on the next page.
Okay.
Yeah, so story time before even thinking about
Interesting.
the battle mechanics. Because there's that. Here's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm using for the show right now, so I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Here's me trying to figure out what what rolling is. All right, what am I actually looking for?
Guild.
guild stuff. That's right. How do you get mission rewards? Here we go.
Give me the monies.
Okay, why is that? Why am I not clear in my own information? Bro, you should have known you were gonna read these. All right, where is the thing? This it? This is it. Perfect. Great. Give me a level. This sort of just gives me a vibe.
Ooh, okay. Kyle is currently a level 32 Trico.
And it feels like that's there. Cool. Roll me a d4. Let's start this off here.
Oh.
I can't even read my own handwriting. Golly.
Here, I'll roll you a d4 the log way.
What?
I got a 2.
2.
I rolled a d8.
All right. Alrighty.
Whether or not I actually got a 2 or a 6, you'll never know.
Let's see here. Oh, so I roll this part. Okay. I'm learning from my own system here. So I roll the mission difficulty. Let's roll a d20 using my special wiggly tough die that are metal and will absolutely break the table if I don't roll this in something.
You just gotta send it.
If I send it, it's gonna break my cup of tea here. That is
Maybe
very cold,
don't
by the
send
way, I
it.
should note. Ooh, okay. A 15 means a high caliber mission.
Oh,
Let's see, you said 30s, right?
30, yeah,
10,
32.
15, 20, 25, 32, 15 is there. Okay, so let's do, you get, that's 1. I rolled the die, and then something in the distance fell. That's not terrifying at all. All right, so we're just gonna speed run through this because we don't need to do mission things here. I have some things planned for today. We're giving you an A rank mission and a C rank mission to do this morning. Somehow you're able to do that pretty quickly.
Yeah, bro, it's
which is-
Kyle. He's cracked.
Absolutely. So first off, roll for me.
Big money.
Let's do this. Why not? All right, starting now. We're gonna play a game. This is sort of similar to, it's kind of like a game I played with Daisy the other day.
Oh god.
So, sort of similar. You got your different skills, right? You got your strengths. Your not your strengths. You got your toughs, your smarts, etc. Today,
Yeah.
you get 3 of all of them. And when I ask you to roll,
3 of them.
you get 3 of each. So you've got 3 tough rolls, 3 smart rolls, 3 beauties, etc.
Okay.
You pick and choose when you want to roll them, what you want to roll them for. At times, it may be necessary to use a specific one. So obviously don't burn through all your beauties if I ask you for a perception check later. So a little inventory. Actually, let's say 4. Let's say 4 of each.
Okay. Like throughout the day or throughout this entire session or throughout
the session.
like
Throughout the session.
Ooh,
Which will likely be to just the day, but
Well, I was just wondering, like, throughout, like, the mission stuff, or throughout, like, everything Kyle's doing?
everything we record today.
Ooh.
All right, you get
Nice.
4 of everything. I'm going to give you 4.
Aw, thank you.
Sometimes I may require you to use something. Sometimes you can recommend things. Sometimes it's, whatever you feel like. You're just burning a random thing. And then you apply those advantages, disadvantages, and everything like that. A little bit of inventory management on your end. A little bit of bonus stuff if you can manage it right on your end as well. If you do this perfectly, you're about to walk out of here with $1 million. If you don't do this perfectly, you may be retiring from the show. So it's a little give and take here.
You know what? I've never been afraid to roll the dice.
Well, speaking of, I'm going to ask you straight up. You can pick any of those skill sets. Doesn't matter, but you're going to burn one of them right now. Roll to see whether or not you succeed in all these missions.
Or not succeed in all these missions. Well, you know what? Kyle is a pretty charismatic guy. Smooth talker as he does all these missions. So we roll cute +1. 14 + 1 is 15.
Bingo, success. All right. So first things first. I'm going to give you your points because that's the easiest thing to do. I said A and C, right?
A and C.
There's going to be 80 points on your mission thing. Nice 80 points there. It doesn't boost you up, but it's a nice, fun little mission things there.
I lost the spot on my thing for guild points, so
I have it on my
I know
end.
you
I
have
don't
it
know
on
if,
your end.
yeah. So I don't know if you were keeping track of it initially. Normally I would ask you to keep damage, but since you said charismatic, you know what? You're not. These missions. One of them was a contract negotiation where you need to be witness to, and the other one is I don't know. Two kids were fighting over a popsicle stick, and you decided to split them in half.
And which one was the A rank mission? We'll never know.
I think we could all guess which one was the A rank mission. Have you seen kindergartners these days?
Exactly.
All right. And with that as well, also, you would get, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 400 Poke today.
Oh my god!
Listen, that
What?
kindergarten negotiation. Turns out one of those kids, that Obama Snow, that's single-handedly running the snow factory over here.
Honored, you don't understand. You just increased Kyle's wallet by over 50%.
Says, here's your chunk of change. Thank you very much.
Kyle only had 693 Poke. You increased his wallet by well over 50%.
Let's see here. Then one last thing.
Give me the berries.
2, 8, boom. It's just that. When I say the kindergartners are wild these days, I mean they're wild these days. Take 80 experience points.
Oh my god. Did I have to beat them up?
No, you were more likely. I think it's more of like separation between the two, and that just kind of did a little damage. Nothing.
4964 plus 80 is 5044.
If you say so. I don't.
Not a level.
All right. Let's see. That's mission points. That's experience. That's monies. Congratulations. You have accomplished your morning.
Woo! Did Titan say anything this morning about, or did anyone say anything this morning about how the guild life works in terms of
guilds are pretty standard across, so it's pick a morning afternoon thing, work then.
Okay, they don't do anything
relaxed.
special here. Of course, they don't do anything special here. They got to stick to the paperwork.
Right, exactly. Nothing. We don't do all that shenanigan stuff.
We do it by the book.
Stick to the paper. By the book, for the
you
book.
File the papers.
Here. Let's see here. I want to see if you're here. You are. Okay, good.
Were you checking in on who I'm about to ask about?
No, but if you want to ask about it, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. No, you said you were checking if someone was here. You're cooking something. I'm back at the guild building, presumably.
You are back at the guild building.
Okay. Did you have anything cooked?
You want to go into different offices? If the person I think you're thinking of is who I'm thinking you're thinking of, they may be in their office, which is open door.
Can I head over to the office? Does the office have like a big X on the door?
No, the office door is open.
Well, but do the doors, like when they close, do they have like a big X on them? Like, are the door handles such that like they would make like a big X?
I mean, I get the reference you're trying to make, but I'm trying to think logistically. Why would the door handle have an X on it?
Well, no, it's 2 door handles that are each like a caret, you know, like a half of an X.
I see what you. I got.
Yeah, see,
yeah.
You're seeing the bit. Yeah,
I see it now. I see
We're
it.
so back.
Yes, sure. Why not? It's gold.
Yeah. Woo.
And you want to waltz on in?
I'm gonna waltz on in. Who's in the office?
There is a large silver Metagross.
Oh, fun. Have I introduced myself? Has Kyle introduced himself to this Metagross yet?
I don't believe so.
Oh, that's funny. I could have swore they'd met at some point.
You've heard reference from Eli the Cyndaquil.
Yeah, and then also like they would have seen each other in passing at, you know, the big guild jamboree.
Right, yeah.
That's what we'll call it now. It was just a fun little picnic.
I think what are we calling it? It's Smash Ultimate, basically.
Yes.
Everybody's there. Yeah, the big picnic, the war.
This was really just a company outing. It wasn't anything crazy. like we're just gonna keep like lowering the stakes of that day.
Right. It was the big picnic.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's always drama at the company picnic.
Oh, sure. We all know that.
Yeah, this was just, you know, company picnic with some really silly drama.
Of course. But yeah, they look like they're
Titan
going
got
over.
to fill out a lot of paperwork afterwards.
Certainly. I feel like Adam just gave him all the paperwork at the end of that. It's like, all right, here, you take this.
Yeah, no. It's like, hey, I know you want this, and his eyes just like, for once in his life, just light up.
But yes, they are currently there. They're poring over some sort of book. Currently engrossed in that.
Can you feel my disappointment in the silence?
Yes. Sorry, as I jot this stuff down.
Kyle's gonna just like walk in and like take a look around the office, just see what's in there.
Sure. As you look around, you see first off, it's very organized, which is kind of a theme for the majority of people in here, in this guild. Very organized. The shelves are lined with books. Funnily, we were talking about libraries earlier because it kind of gives that sort of vibe to it. You see different books that are sorted by seemingly subject matter, and then from subject matter, it's author. Pokemon name, I suppose, because otherwise I can't think of another way. I don't want to make up 200 different names of people that we're never going to meet. But you see subject matter, so things like an art section, a history section, archaeology, mathematics, etc., etc. He is currently looking over a mythology section. Is that the probably best way to describe it? That's where he's in right now. I don't think Metagross has...
Metagross is ungendered.
Yes, so that's where they're looking after.
Yeah. Kyle's gonna walk up and look through the shelf for a specific volume.
And sure enough, you see Sindoran's book, which I cannot remember the name of.
I don't think it's called the Book of Myths, but it might be called the Book of Myths.
That sounds familiar.
The text in my inventory says One Book of Myths.
So Book of Myths probably.
But I don't remember if that's the... I feel like it had a much more convoluted, not a scratchy title.
Knowing us, we probably made some like old-fashioned title where it's like developmental, the procedures involved in designing a thingy thing. You know how books back in the day used to have like 30 different things in their subtitles.
This is gonna be a crazy stretch, but
Can
I just... Oh my god. I could actually Google Not a Scratch Wiki. This is
We're gonna use the wiki in the show, guys. Please.
Yes.
If you're shout out to the people that run the wiki. As you can tell, we kind of need it because I got too many papers and pages and tabs open on this.
Oh my god.
Is it there? Please tell.
No, there's a page titled Book of Myths. Myths, legends, etc. of the Alcas region.
There we go.
I knew it was the Book of Myths. Oh, you guys are amazing. We love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for taking notes for me.
And thank you guys for organizing my notes. That's mainly it.
Okay, so Otterud's in the universe now. Kyle is... Well, you say wahahaha. I was about to control you. Kyle is gonna just take a look at that book. Or Kyle is gonna look towards this big steely creature and point at the book as if to ask, "May I?"
And they kind of just look at you. Go ahead. I don't think they even noticed that you were there. They just turned around. Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. This is interesting.
Kyle's just curious. He's gonna look at the book and see like what edition of the book it is, and whether it's like the newest edition or like the very first edition.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna compare it to the one in his bag.
Sure. So this here is not even the first edition. This almost looks like a transcript in the way. There are no pictures. You can tell that Brusher's influence hasn't been put into this at all. It's just pages, almost like a giant research paper. It is stitched up. It looks like it's like a limited copy, first copy, text-based copy, and even then between that and the version that you have prior to you taking notes and modifications, which yours is now out of date because, of course, Sindoran knows about the real things now.
Yes.
But even between those two, there are some differences. Sometimes the changes were correct. Sometimes the changes were incorrect. If you had to guess, they generally leaned more correct as editions went on, I suppose, as more of the recruit knowledge imbued into Sindoran's subconsciousness.
Exactly. Is there a newer edition of Myths? God, I've already forgotten it. Myths, Legends, etc. of the Outcast region. Is there a newer edition of it on the shelves? Or is this the only copy?
I would say the one that he's going through right now is that.
Oh, he's going through the newest edition now. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
So there is edition 0, which is the one you're holding. Edition 1, the one he's going through. Or the one that they're going through. Edition 2, the current official one, the mainstay one, is the one that you've got. And then edition 3 is the one inside Sindoran's head right now. Which probably won't get released if I'm being honest. Unless something wild happens here. I don't think Sindoran's about to go rewrite a book and be like, hey guys, it's all true.
Okay. Kyle's gonna like peer over Steven's shoulder and then flip open to the relevant section in his copy of the book and just offer it up.
Oh, thank you, thank you. The section that they're going through right now, is about a Pokemon. Yeah, this would make sense. It's about a Pokemon named Cosmog.
Hey! Thank you, Underwood.
What's the thank you about?
It fits with where we are on the main storyline and also the subplot and then also the subplot. Like
it checks all the boxes.
The evolution, sure. Psychic type, sure.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking of evolution, but yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're going through it a little bit. Oh, this is interesting. This is more up to date. Oh, hello. I'm sorry, we never met officially. You can tell. Looks like any other. I just thought of this and I think it'd be funny. Looks like any other Metagross, except this Metagross has a monocle. That's it. That's the only difference between it and any other shiny Metagross. This one's got a monocle.
That is. Did you say any other shiny Metagross?
Yeah, this one's shiny.
Okay, we did establish this.
Yes.
I was like, okay, like I think there was I thought there was a more distinguishing factor. But yeah, it's a shiny Metagross with a monocle.
The key important difference.
Fun.
And yes, so monocle. Looking through it, what do they do? I'm trying to think what you typically would have. Left eye, I guess. Sure, why not? Left eye, monocle on the left eye. Which I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think it's on the eye. I think it's just floating there due to Metagross cycle.
Oh yeah, of course. Which eye do you wear a monocle on? Because I'm curious now too. How do you wear a monocle? Wait, what does this not say? I mean, to be fair, okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering whether it's better for you to wear a monocle over your dominant or weaker eye, and I could not find a definitive answer because it depends on what you're using the monocle for.
Sure.
Pick an eye, any eye.
Yeah. But they introduce themselves to you. Hello, hi, greetings. My name is Steven. I suppose you must be the new member.
Kyle nods and just extends his hand for a handshake.
Yes, very nice to meet you. Shakes hands. So how can I help? I wonder if is there anything I can do for you?
I ran into I ran into someone on was it on the boat or on a train? On a boat, right?
This was train.
This was train to.
Golly,
not the train here.
No, the train to. Was this before or after you met Daisy?
This was after.
Then you're traveling from Vulcanburg to the Edge, somewhere in that direction. No, you were going.
Yeah, but there wasn't a train, was there?
There was a train from where is it? From Vulcanburg to what's the thing called? To Steam Springs, I believe.
Yes. It was that train.
There's a train that way, and I think on that train you met because it was before Blank Mansion.
Yes, it was.
That Steam Springs or Steamport, one of those Steam locations.
Yeah, I forget exactly which. But guys can go. I ran into someone a while back who mentioned that they'd be studying with you, and I was curious to hear a little bit about your research
on evolution. Are you interested in evolution yourself?
Kyle just kind of looks down at himself and looks up at Steven and just raises an eyebrow as if to say, "What do you think?"
Yes, I suppose it would be nice to be a little taller. Yes, very good. I'm happy to help, though I'm afraid. Who may I mind asking? Who did you end up meeting with?
It was a Cyndaquil, I believe, by the name of Eli.
Ah, yes, Eli. Very good student himself. Certainly did a lot of research towards the evolution concept, but I'm afraid, despite the sheer amount of information we have, our knowledge is somewhat limited. The only type of evolution we really know about is mega evolution. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Kyle nods knowingly.
Yeah, so that one's a little bit easier to understand, because it hasn't changed. It's been this way for years and years. You crush the stone, you get the Mega Evolution. I've got a few of them in mind, a few of them myself. And he kind of reaches into his bag and pulls out what Metagrossite or whatever it's called.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, he pulls out a couple of them. You can see my stone here. And from the stones that you've seen previously, pretty similar, kind of Metagrossy in nature. This stone, unlike the Metagross in front of you, has that like bluish color to it.
Yeah. No shiny Metagrossite.
No shiny Metagrossite, unfortunately. That would be really unfortunate if you were a shiny, you had to find the shiny one.
That would
be like, I have all this, but I can't actually use it because
I just had the complete opposite thought of it would be so cool if you could have like shiny, like, because like things like the Metagrossite and stuff, it's like one per save file. If there was a chance that you could have like shiny items of that variety,
oh, that'd be wild.
That would be so cool.
That would be.
It would only be cool if you could also have like different like some way to like signify it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could only Mega Evolve into shiny Metagross if you have a shiny Metagrossite, regardless of whether or not your base Metagross is actually shiny.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I doubt anybody would actually. That would be really hard.
Or like if you had like a shiny Z Crystal, like a shiny, a shiny. Who has a signature Z move? A shiny. Pikachu has two. Which one is the one that does 10 million volt Thunderbolt? Because Pikachu has two Z crystals. I'm pretty sure, like two signature Z moves.
Yeah. One of them is a 10 million volt item.
Yeah. But like, if you have like a shiny one of that, like the colors of the 10 million volt Thunderbolt are different or something, you know.
That is. Oh, the 10 million volt one is the Cap Pikachu.
Oh, I thought it was a different. Are they both the same?
Actually, wait. Any Pikachu in a cap or a Pokemon transformed into one can use 10 million volt Thunderbolt if it knows Thunderbolt holds the Pikachunium Z.
Pikachunium Z, yeah.
Yes. So it needs to be a cap Pikachu with the Pikachu Z crystal.
Yep.
And Thunderbolt.
Yep. And what about if it's just the Pikachunium Z? It's not just the base Gigavolt Havoc. Right, or I forget what the base electric Z move is and what Pikachu's base one is, because Pikachu's base one is like a charged up Volt Tackle.
Let's see. So the Pikachu Z crystal in question right now is specifically for the 10 million volt one.
Oh, there's a different one. Is there like a Picanium Z?
Let's see. I would assume so then. Let's see, where are species based? Picanium, yep. This one I can actually say. The Picanium one is the Volt Tackle to Catastropica. That's fun. I like that one.
Nice.
I like that. Allows Pikachu, except the Pikachu in a cap, to upgrade Volt Tackle. Yeah.
That is so funny that Cap Pikachu and non-Cap Pikachu are locked out from each other's items.
Yeah.
That is so incredibly funny.
Why did we get into this point? Oh, because of the Mega Stones and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, because he has a non-shiny Metagrossite.
Correct.
He has a bunch of non-shiny Metagrossite.
He's got a few of them. I'd say maybe you can see in the bag. He's probably got maybe 5 or 6 of them. He pulls one of them out and hands it to you,
Kyle,
just to take a look at it.
Yeah. Kyle, like, you know, as Steven continues talking, Kyle is just kind of turning the Metagrossite over in his hands.
Because back in the day, there used to be a natural evolution. I mean, I myself was a Beldum, many years ago. I'm old, but nevertheless, I was a Beldum, evolved into a Metang, evolved into a Metagross, all fine and dandy. Everything was cool. In fact, evolution study in and of itself, beyond Mega Evolution, wasn't really a thing until a few years ago, when all of a sudden, poof, people stopped evolving.
Kyle. Sorry, that was a vicious yawn. Oh my god. Kyle at this point like offers back the Metagrossite and just asks, yeah, have there been any interesting developments that you or any of your students have found recently? Out of curiosity.
No. Well, why don't you join me? Since you're interested in these sort of studies, I don't, but I assist with the Snowdrift University, and there's a few students that are actually studying with me, along with me. They're all interested in their own separate fields, but they've gotten interest in this as well. Would you like to join me?
Kyle just kind of shrugs, just like, yeah, sure.
And well, then why don't we go? Grab some lunch if you'd like, and we'll head off on our way.
Kyle snaps off a salute and leaves the office.
Boom. Some avenue. I was not expecting this to be the transition, but hey, it works beautifully here. So, after grabbing some, sandwiches or pasta or, I don't know.
Sandwich.
Yeah, after grabbing a sandwich. Honestly, I really wanted to for the longest time, and I haven't done this. Take, maybe not the main series, but the Pokemon Sleep food items and just turn them into foods here. Because I'm pretty sure all of those are vegetarian/vegan in their own way. And it fits perfectly here. It gives a bunch of options.
Yeah, pretty much all of them.
Except something with the Slowpoke tail, but beyond that.
Well, but Slowpoke tail is like...
I don't even know how that works.
It grows back.
It does, yeah, but I mean, from
it falls off naturally and it grows back.
From real world perspective, that would be something that would be off limits. But from Pokemon universe perspective, it's kind of like it makes you think too much, and I don't like thinking too much.
Valid.
But most of those, at the very least, are like options there, and it gives us like a good list of things to go through with real foods. We don't have to sit here and say, yeah, you eat sandwiches nonstop for the past 6 months or whatever.
Hey, Kyle's been eating like berries nonstop.
That's true. I don't know if that's any better or worse, but
it's a berry sandwich.
Nevertheless, you guys head on out, and so you head over to Snowdrift City, Snowdrift University. We'll say that there's a bunch of universities around here, all these educators doing educational things, and walk on in. The academics. I know all about that. As we walk on into Snowdrift University, I don't think any of these are massive campuses. I think A, because of population of the region, and B, just because population of people that need a degree.
Yeah.
Is probably not that large. So each of these are
Snowdrift University, it's actually a one-room schoolhouse.
I'm honestly thinking it's like a small apartment building looking size thing. A few floors and a few different classrooms.
It's an explosion out of one of the windows.
Yeah, just randomly. But you just hear Pokemon's voice. Sorry about that. And you continue in. And as you walk in, you go into a specific section, which is Steven's section, into his particular classroom. And you see a few Pokemon that are sitting there. So, I'm going to ask you. I'll leave it up to you. Okay. There are 4 people here for sure. All 4 of these people are, in fact, characters that were submitted. That's right, we're coming back to these. They've been sitting in the vault forever. And when I say forever, I mean the first one of these characters, I have the email for it. Back when we were doing emails, now we do a character form sheet, which you can check out in the description. This email was sent to me in November of 2023. And I have only just now, unfortunately, gotten to it. So shout out to you. I'll mention you in a second. But the first one of those characters was there, and then they added a few more characters over the year and a half-ish. So I've got all of them sitting in here. They all fit together as well. They're all designed to be friends with each other. I have a character. Would you like them to be here or not? I'll give it up to you. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But do we just have the floor? I have a character. This is a Anaru exclusive. I don't know if they necessarily fit with the group or not.
Hey, Honored. Hey, Honored.
Yo.
I have 7 dice in my hand. Pick a number from 1 to 7.
2.
2? Okay. You know the game. You guess the die, your character gets to be in the episode. All right. What do you want a desk drop or do you want a floor drop? What do you want?
I think a desk. Well, no, give me the floor drop.
Okay.
I think that might have worked better. I'm gonna be mad if it's not this. That sounded like a D4.
It is in fact a D4. You get
hey, let's go.
You did pick the gimme dice.
Okay.
Or the gimme die.
Yeah. Of all the dice,
Granted, I think you had a 1 in 7 shot. I think there was only 1 D4 in my hand. I just scooped up a bunch. You happen to get a good one.
Cool. All right, so we're bringing them on. I need to write this down. Okay, so the first 4 of these characters were brought to us by Inteleon Spy. So shout out to you. Sorry, this sounded very not serious here. I apologize for that. Thank you very much, Intellion Spy. You gave 4 characters. I apologize that they have not been used in literally over a year, but we're going to use them now. They fit now. They make sense now, and now I can finally use them. So, the first one, let's see here. I do want to...
You're going to get so many character submissions after this episode.
I hope so, because it's fun to bring them in. I'm actually going to start using them now. I don't have a name for this one, though. All right, so we'll name this guy in a second. So the first one is an Intellion, in fact. That's funny, shocker. Their name is James. James the Intellion is the first person here. They're looking calm, cool, and collected. They're kind of in the corner, looking like an Intellion does in the games. You know, they're just very much cool, collected. They're the cool kid in class, just kind of scrolling through a book. The next one, does Kyle play video games? I know Ralph does.
I don't think Kyle. I think we established Kyle doesn't really play video games.
Okay, then you probably won't recognize this person. For you, Muhammad, you also won't recognize this person until right now. This is Cameron, a Flygon, who is here on the computer. They're coding. They're a coder in their background. And I wrote this down because I thought of this earlier. Intellion, when they submitted the character, said, "Hey, they're a coder who helped make the Super Mario Bros. Games." Now, we can't exactly use the Super Mario Bros. In this universe, but you know what we can use? The Super Minin Bros.
Yes.
And so, Cameron
the
here...
Super Minin Brothers work so well.
And so, Cameron here, lead coder for the Super Minin Brothers. One of the head coders doesn't do that as much anymore now that they've branched off into different things. The last big thing he worked on was Minin Kart 7. Sure, why not?
Way back,
but you know, it's still he dabbles here and there. He kind of gets called.
We just got the teaser for Minin Kart 9.
Minin Kart 9, indeed, yes. Wonder which characters are going to get involved in the Minin Kart games are just a bunch of Pika clones that just replace all the different characters.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah, why not?
You all the different human characters.
Yes, yeah. So you got,
and then you have other electric types that replace some of the other characters.
Mm-hmm. And then Bowser can still be a dragon, I suppose. Turtle, dragon, Turtonator. Boom, there you go.
That works.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Actually, no. Bowser's just a human.
Bowser's just
this fantastical creature that doesn't exist. A human.
just a straight up human. Sure. You know what? We'll hash out the details for that. There is no post game. There's no post game for either of these solo episodes for people that are listening. So we'll hash this out in the future. I gotta write this down somewhere. The next one is a Pokemon that is a fan favorite for me. I like them, and you'll probably get the reference, Mohammed. This is a cast form. Their name is Mikey.
Yeah, fun.
Hey, shout out to them. And then the final Pokemon is very much involved in their books, very quiet, very reserved. And this is a Gardevoir. Funnily enough, I don't think we have a Gardevoir in the show. We've got a Ralts that's basically running everything in the background. We've got a Gallade who is panically trying to make sure that Ralts doesn't blow up the show. But I don't think we have a Gardevoir.
Yeah, it is our first Gardevoir.
And they are named Emma. The fifth and final character is a Anaru exclusive, and they are also assisting with the coding side of things, and they are a Porygon.
I have to interject here.
Yes.
Porygon is coding. Porygon is code.
Exactly. They know the material very well.
They are the material.
Exactly. They know the material very well.
All right,
they're not inputting themselves. Although I think it'd be really funny if Porygon's just like, no, listen, I got this, and then literally jump into the computer and be like, let me just fix the code here by literally dragging 2 lines into different sections.
You know, in my headcanon, that's exactly how it works.
I feel like you walk into this room and you see that I need a name for the Porygon, by the way. I don't have a name for them.
Names that start with P. Alternatively, it could just be Corrigan the Porygon.
I don't know how to feel about that.
And that's why it's gonna stick.
All right, how do you spell Corrigan?
Yeah, it's Porygon, but with a C.
Oh, okay. You mean straight? Okay.
It's Corrigan the Porygon.
Corey.
It could be Corey with an E, to be fair, because that core, like, like CPU core.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so core, Egon.
Yeah, so C-O-R-E-Y.
Oh, Corey. So Corey, the
Egon.
Corey. The name Corey.
Yeah, the name Corey, but like spelled with an E.
Isn't that how it normally is spelled? Corey? Or is it A-Y?
C-O-R-Y is also a thing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Did you say A-Y?
No, is A-Y an alternative spelling? Because the only one I know is E-Y. You said without the E.
Yeah.
Which also is one that popped into my head.
Yeah.
I've never heard A-Y, but is
Okay. I was gonna say, oh my god. I was like, introduce me, please.
Corrigan. Anyway, yeah, and then we got Corrigan here. I think as you're walking in, Cameron and Corrigan are, just for simplicity's sake, I am going to call them Corey, because this is going to make me break my head.
Nope. Put some respect on Corrigan the Porygon's name. You lost the initial dice drop of the episode. This is your punishment.
All right. So, Cameron and Corrigan. I have to say it slow. That's the issue. Cameron and Corrigan are like having a small, not argument, but like debate a little bit. And then you see Corrigan just flat out be like, no. And then literally, as he says that, jumps into the computer. It's like, this, drags it, goes here. Otherwise, the statement doesn't close. Just complete code talk there. And it's like, no, but the later parentheses, and they're talking semantics that I don't want to think about. As somebody who deals with this on a regular basis, I don't want to think about this. Anyway, you walk in there having that, and the other three are kind of just reading their books, looking calm, cool, and collected, and they kind of look up, wave, nod, head nod at Steven, and then you walk in. They're just like, what? Because none of these people expected a 10-year-old to walk in.
Yeah, none of them expected a child.
And I think who would probably be talking? I think Cameron and Corrigan are still having their conversation. So Mikey comes up and is like, hey, new student? Real
Kyle,
looking back at both of you.
Kyle just pulls out his badge.
New recruit.
Recruit.
Well, no, guild member. That's not a recruit.
Yeah.
Honestly,
let's not overload the terms here.
Fair. Guild members are really young these days, aren't they?
Kyle just kind of shrugs.
Well, anyway, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Mikey. The two arguing over there, Cameron the Flygon, Corrigan over there. The person in the back who's pretending like they're not listening to a single thing we're saying, that's James, the Italian. And the one absorbed in the book right now is Emma, Carnivore. Emma just gives like the quiet, you don't even hear the quietest, just hello. And then right back into the book. James in the back just kind of looks up, head nod, back into the book. Cameron and Corrigan have not recognized your presence at all. They're still just like, no, look, listen. If statements are overrated. No, we're not doing this, okay? We're not talking this. Oh yeah, you want to code this in JavaScript? What? Are you mad? Just having some nonsensical argument that has nothing to do with anything. And
I do not want to engage that argument, but also like I'm just incredibly curious if you can contextualize all of those into a coherent scenario.
Probably not. I don't know. I'm just saying things.
Because because like you're just word vomiting, and it's like
these are the languages that I don't use. I use R and SQL and Python and languages that seem easier to me. JavaScript I tried once and did not do well with. All the C's scare me, and I'm missing something else. C's are the best ones, but also the C's scare me a little bit. And then I don't know. I'm just gonna assembly exists, and that's all I.
Oh God, yeah, no.
Assembly exists. That's
no one writes a machine code anymore. Don't worry.
I'm worried it'll make a comeback. It'll be like lowrider jeans or I don't know what else. Tie-dye clothing.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right. And with that, Steven's like, well, this is my class.
Kyle just kind of nods and then just turns to Mikey and just asks, I was wondering if there, I was asking Mr. Steven if there was any interesting developments lately, and he said to follow him here.
About evolution. Are you interested in evolution? Because that's interesting.
Kyle gestures to himself.
Very fair point. Now, see, I come in from an alternative perspective because I don't evolve, I change. And so, weirdly enough, I am the guinea pig. I don't like that role, but I respect the role.
Kyle has an eyebrow raised at this point, just like, huh?
Well, okay, so let me see. So right now, Castform, by the way, is in their normal form.
Yeah.
If I were to hypothetically just open the window and just kind of like he floats over to the window and just kind of like knocks the window open, a little bit of snow starts trickling in, and you see the transformation happen. They almost like just a whirlwind around them, and poof, snow form, Castform.
Hell yeah.
Very. That's
I
great.
didn't think I'd catch you off guard with that. Wow, nice. I'll take it.
No, but I walked right into it, and I respect that. And so, ta-da! I think, ta-da!
Ta-da! As everyone is shivering.
Oh yeah. Let me fix that. They closed the window at that point. So yeah, and see, transformation, it's sort of like evolution, but eventually this will return me back to normal. But like, it's not just this. I have what we classify as snow Castform. Ta-da! The other one is normal Castform. Then let's see. There's sunny Castform, where I literally look like a sun, and then there's rainy Castform. And with that, you just see James, the Inteleon, just kind of like shoot a water bullet over, smacks Castform right in the face, and they turn into a rainy form. Really? I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Yeah. We have to show an example. You couldn't have done a better way of showing the example? Nope. Back to the book.
Yep.
Okay. Well, and rain form.
Shortest rain dance of all time.
Yep.
rain dance. Most people expect very elegant procedure. Inteleon, finger gun.
Yep, basically.
Just
well, and that's my transformation thing. So I don't have an evolution, but I have different forms.
Kyle just nods.
Yep. For some of the others, they've got interesting evolution things as well. So James, standard evolution, kind of like you, in fact. They'll have a few different stages up until max stage over there. Inteleon's just like, yep, ta-da. Me, none. Flygon's a little interesting. Flygon, there's talk. And they get real quiet about this. There's talk that they have a Megastone, but no one's been able to find it. Otherwise, they're just like James over there. Anyway, there's that. And then there's like evolution branches as well, and that's what Emma's here for. Hello. So Emma, Gardevoir, yes. But if you've ever met a Glade before, that's also from the same evolutionary line.
Kyle very slowly nods, just like, yes.
And then there's item-based evolution. And that's what Porygon over there is all about. They have evolution restrictions about it, which is probably the closest to what current situation is, because Porygon can't evolve unless they've got a specific item, kind of like stones and other things like that. And not only for their first evolution, but all their evolutions, which is very interesting.
Kyle nods in understanding.
And then there's Big Boss Steven over here, standard line with a Mega Evolution Stone that exists, and kind of knows what evolution is like compared to the rest of us. Like, remembers it in detail. So a lot of us don't remember for some reason.
Kyle raises an eyebrow at this, like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. Maybe it has something to do with Mega Evolution? That would make sense, at least to us, because we kind of just remember... We know we were something. It's the wrong. James is probably better to explain this. So I remember being a Sobble. I remember being the middle form that Anaru can't remember because he played Sword and Shield once back in 2021.
You didn't even pick Sobble.
I did, but it fainted.
You did?
I did.
Oh, right. Oh, we're right, because you haven't actually played it yourself. You've only played the Soul Link that we did.
Yeah, Sobble, I think we had Drizzle for... I looked it up, by the way. Drizzle for all of like 10 minutes before it fainted.
I don't know if it's Drizzle or Drizzile, for sure.
It's spelled like Drizzile. I'm not going to say it like that. I'm going to be wrong. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Because, I specialize in saying things incorrectly. Drizzle over here. I remember being a Sobble. I remember being a Drizzle. I remember being an Inteleon. I don't remember how I got from one to the next. I just remember, oh, wake up in the morning, boom, you're devolved. Yep, whoa.
Kyle just kind of slowly nods.
But Steven remembers being a Beldum, turning into a Metang, turning into a Metagross. And so far, the only thing we could find that's different between him, or between them and the rest of us, is that they've got Mega Stone powers.
Kyle just kind of nods and then looks over to the other corner of the room at Emma with an eyebrow raised.
I don't remember either. I also have never used a Mega Stone before, so.
I don't know if you heard me at all. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible while being.
Oh, I can hear every word.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but I haven't used a Mega Stone before, so I don't actually know. But I'd like to. Maybe it would be a nice experiment.
Back in the book.
Kyle just kind of nods in understanding, but also like Kyle nods in the understanding of like, okay, this all makes sense. Doesn't answer any questions, but it all makes sense.
And I think at this point, Korrigan has finished their conversation, muttering something about I don't know, coding in Ruby's a language, right? Coding in Ruby or something.
Yes.
Sure, why not? We'll just, who knows what project they're trying. They're just trying to make Hello World as many different.
Oh my god.
Imagine that.
They're trying to print one string.
They're trying to print one string, the easy string, in all the languages at the same time. I think that's probably where the big dilemma is. Anyway, Korrigan comes over and is just comes up to you, like recognizes you for the first time.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you.
Kyle extends hand.
Korrigan kind of like juts their hand forward a little bit. Hello, yes, greetings. They're very like robotic almost in a way.
Yeah.
But yes, and they bring themselves up. Though they do say, where is this? Oh, that doesn't work as well as I hoped. Oh, they bring their hands towards.
But I do think we're getting close to a potential solution here. You see, the possibility is that instead of evolution being a mechanic, evolution is a location. So
at this, both eyebrows are raised.
So there is the idea potentially that you could evolve if you reach a particular place and get there and evolve there. That might be the new method now, as opposed to evolution from. There's a lot of research suggesting a very, very small town that evolution still exists, which is very odd and very confusing.
Kyle looks between Korrigan and Mikey and Steven.
So, Steven continues on. So, this town, to be named. There you go. Because I know where it is. I just don't have a name for it. Because, as usual, nothing is named in this show. Right? The town exists here.
The town is named to be named.
Yes, okay. You led me down a mini rabbit hole there. The town name is Obscure. Obscure, I think it'd be. If you want to say it with a French accent, that's what the vibe is. Obscure.
That did not sound remote.
That does not sound. That sounded Russian, if anything. Je m'appelle Arnaud Obscure. 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 It's not quite what it is, but it works. But obscure. It might sound better. Obscure. There. That's closer. It is a town called Obscure in the middle of nowhere.
Now, how do you slip that town name with that pronunciation into a non-accented sentence? That sounds difficult.
Well, it's a town called Obscure. There. It is a town called Obscure. Obscure? Obscure? Obscure. Can I move this, please? Alright, I'll fix this later. So, anyway, if you were to look at the map, which you don't have to, it's all good. At the very bottom of Ventus, there is a small amount of unclaimed land that is not in the Ice Mountain area. That
and that is where all the mystery dungeon games take place.
There's a when I say very small, I mean, how small is this? This is
barely
10
registering
units,
on the
It
map.
is 10 units wide by 5 units tall. It is nothing. You could walk this in a day. But
Kyle could walk the diagonal in a day.
Basically, yeah. More or less, yeah. The thing about that is that in the middle of that,
Currently not available on the map because I just made this up and I'm basically going to move a city. But in the middle of that is the town called Obscure. Obscur. I'm saying this out loud for me, and I'm also saying this out loud for our wonderful wiki people because they will keep track of this when I forget. And in this town, this is seemingly the only town where evolution still exists. There are rumors about it. It's also very closed off. It is not associated with any of the existing states. It's not in those realms. It is its own.
Do people go
time.
to and from Upskill?
Rarely. It is a very self-isolated location. But
Well,
if evolution is a thing, it's happening there.
Kyle just kind of slowly nods with intrigue.
As presumably Corrigan and Steven are explaining this.
Yeah, there's town over there. It's really tiny. It's not associated with Ventus or any other state, but tiny town there. Evolution may be a thing? Question mark. And I think they're actually explaining. So actually, the students, so everybody that's not Steven, are actually going to go on a trip there, starting next week. We're preparing our materials. That's what our code for Hello World is. We want to release the first message, and we know which language to use it in. I don't know. I'm making up some jargon here. But we're in preparation for that, and ideally we travel there next week.
Kyle just
Sorry. Wow, the yawns are vicious.
Kyle just kind of very slowly nods, just like, okay, wow, yeah, this sounds really cool. Any ideas on if there will be answers?
Corrigan kind of speaks up. Well, the hope is that there will be answers. I have everything seemingly that I need to evolve myself. And they pull out whatever this universe's version of the upgrade is. I think it might straight up be an upgrade. Yep, it's just straight up an upgrade. Yep, it's just an upgrade. So they've got
it's not an upgrade. It's just an upgrade. It's not an upgraded upgrade or an upgrade on the upgrade. It's just an upgrade.
This is giving me Dr. Berryberry's Berry Planter.
Dr. Berryberry's Berry Planter, I believe is what it was. Yeah, Dr. Berryberry's Berry Planter.
Yes. Maybe? I don't know. And nevertheless, they have the upgrade. Obviously, like, they're holding on to it. It's not working. Otherwise, they'd be evolving in front of your eyes. But they've got this.
Funnily enough, I have a hard time visualizing Porygon, like, base. I have a very easy time visualizing Porygon 2. So, if Porygon wants to just evolve right here, it would make the theater of the mind much easier.
Unfortunately, it's not working. But they're going to travel there next week to see if Corrigan evolves. And if they do, boom, release the hounds. Evolution's real. You just have to travel as opposed to evolving, in the house. If it doesn't work, then who knows. But that's something that could interestingly happen, maybe hypothetically.
Kyle just kind of slowly nods and...
Oh, man.
Kyle just kind of nods along, just like, okay, it makes sense. Is there a chance that whatever causes evolution in Obscure ends up spreading, or being able to is able to be brought out of obscurity?
Obscurity. That's the hope, at least. We're certainly trying to do that, though. We'll see first things first if it's real or not, because it's just rumors right now. Still haven't met anyone that's evolved in years, despite all the research and rumors and da 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 da. But maybe.
Kyle.
Nah. Oh man.
Can you tell it's getting close by bedtime? Also, I may or may not have hard out in 15 minutes, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, not hard, firm, not
Mhm.
hard. So yeah. This. I think Kyle is just like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for letting me see your research. And looks back over at the computer that Cameron and Corrigan were fighting over.
It now says "Hello World" without any text, there's no code. It's just a Word document. With that, I think your journey here is concluded, and you walk home. You're like, "Yep, that's all I need to see. We're golden."
Yeah, well, Kyle has no idea what any of that fighting was. Kyle's just like, oh wow, they got the words on the screen. Impressive.
And I think with that, Steven and you walk back home. As you're entering into the guild, you see a bunch of Sableye there that are checking themselves in for some reason. They're checking themselves in to the cells, which doesn't make any sense. They're just like, yeah, sorry, we messed up. We gotta go in the jail cell. My bad. It's all good.
Kyle very confusedly looks to Steven and then looks around for Pip or Titan.
Titan's there, just completely confused, going through being like, what is this? There's no paperwork about this. This isn't policy. What is going on? Pip, I think, is like, all right, I think it's my turn now. Follow me, guys. It's all good. Titan's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Steven's looking at this with confusion, like, this is not what I thought. What? I don't know. I got no clue about this.
They're just single file screaming through the door.
It's a bunch of them. It's not like 2 or 3. That's like a dozen or something. They're just walking in, being like, "Nope. Listen, I did a boo boo. Gonna put myself in the cells."
I'm putting myself in timeout.
Basically, yeah. And they just waltz on over. And you just kind of hear some muttering about them. It's like that. I don't know how. I don't know why. Maybe they helped a little bit? No. But they were big. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And with that, I think they just kind of waltz off over, much to everybody's confusion. Nobody understands what's going on.
Not a single person in this room.
Not a single person in this room. I'm going to be honest, I don't understand what's going on, and I said the words.
Is someone working to figure this out?
I think Titan right now has kind of gotten through his like mini panic attack and is now looking through this like, okay, well, and then just walks over to the cells being like, okay, can you explain to me again what's going on?
Sir, can you please explain to me why you have put yourself in prison?
Yeah, well, we did the bad thing. I understand that, but like, you guys did the bad thing and succeeded? Well, yes, kind of, sort of, yeah. Okay, and then you decided to unsucceed, or was it a sense of like you accomplished something? No, we were trying to get away with it, and you didn't, because we didn't know. We were here. We were here the whole time. Yeah, no, right, yeah. I think we were pretty good. We accomplished it. We did our job. We stole the gems, and then we were like, no, not going to deal with this anymore. What is this? What is this you're talking about? That goes on for like the rest of the night.
Weird.
Anyway, I think that Steven kind of, as you and Steven go back to the office. So I hope that withstanding, I hope you at least got a little bit of knowledge about the evolution thing. I won't be going on the trip with them, unfortunately, but I do hope they'll be successful.
Kyle. All these yawns are going to stay in the edit, aren't they?
I like how initially you were trying to get away from the mic from them, and then as time has gone on, the more yawns.
No, they would just. They've become less and less silent. Like, you know how like you hit like a very silent yawn, you know?
Right. Yeah. Sure. I just did one right now.
Yeah. Exactly. Like they've gotten progressively less quiet.
I think it's just us talking about it.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, Kyle, just nods and I guess kind of gives a little like head bow, just like, yeah, thank you for giving me the insight. Would love to hear if there's any developments.
I'll keep you in mind. Sure, certainly. I remember how initially there was going to be like a whole bunch of rolling in this episode, and then I immediately changed my mind about that apparently because we've rolled once, and that was for missions.
So what I'm hearing is I've stacked up 15 rolls to use in addition to my 12 or no, sorry, you said 4 per. I have 19 rolls in the bank on top of whatever budget I get next episode, right?
No, I think that entire concept has now been thrown out the window. Unfortunately.
I don't get to roll over paid rolls.
No, I think your hours stay the same. I'm gonna roll here.
That's not terrifying. Disabilize escape.
I rolled an 8. That doesn't actually help me here. Well, all right. And I think with that the episode ends. We end not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Nope. We end with just utter confusion. The audience is confused as to what they just listened to. Otto and I are confused as to what just happened. The characters are confused because there's a dozen stabili in a cell.
Yeah, this wasn't exactly what I expected, but I accomplished some things, and I'm happy about that. And when we record next in March of 2074, hopefully I'll recognize some plot.
March of
plot
2074, aka next week.
AK next week, yes, exactly. Hopefully I will know what's going on there. Cool.
If you know what's going on, that's more than I know.
Cool. That's gonna wrap this episode up here. Thanks everyone for listening, watching, and supporting in any way, shape, or form that you do. I do not know which episode comes out first, so you've either heard this one first and that one second, or that one second, this one first, that one second, or that one first, this one second.
Yeah.
Yay. Or they're both coming out at the same time, or they both aren't released, and we just jump into the next episode with nobody knows anything.
No
we just
context.
we just get the entire audience confused at that point.
Why not?
I don't know. We'll see. Some episodes are coming out at some point in time between now and March 1, so we'll find out what that looks like. Thanks, everyone, for listening, watching, supporting in any way, shape, or form that you do. As a reminder, there is no post-game show for this episode, but there will be for the next one, presumably. I don't know.
Well, the next one or the next two, presumably the next one. We'll see.
Exactly. Thanks. Appreciate it. I've been the PMDMGM Manor himself, confused as all heck.
I've been Mohammed playing Kyle.
And until next time, plan your stories or don't. I don't know. This was entertaining all the same.